Hello and welcome to my another edition of video tutorial. In this tutorial, the title is Animating with Animation Principles, which means I'll be teaching you on how to animate an object or how to animate in using Autodesk Maya by using the animation principles. Why do you need to animate using animation principles? It's because so that you can create a good, convincing animation, and trust me, it will make your life so much more easier, because that's how you learn to animate the proper way. All right, okay, right. So before we go on, I have a simple scene like this that you can set up and follow. Alright, I just have this a floor. Again, I will name this floor, and I will name this a ball. So we have, this is a ball. So what we're going to do in this exercise, by using the in the principles of animation, there are 12 principles of animation. So by using the principles of animation, we're going to animate a bouncing ball. So of course, this video tutorial is catered for those of you who are very new to 3D animation, and I have another video that covers even before this section of animating, which is covering the in-depth of basic animation, like learning the basic tools. What is this? This is time slider, how to set up your animation preferences, those kind of things. You can check it out. Let me open this and draw. You can check it out here. Just click there. It will bring you to the other tutorial that I'm teaching the basic animation. The basic animation tutorials. Okay, right over here. You can click it here. Alright, so I'm gonna close this off. Thank you. Alright, so once you have watched that and you kind of get ready to animate, you know how to animate just by moving things around and put keyframes. You understand, because in the previous tutorial I explained what is keyframes, what is frames per second. You animate this in frames and so on, but you need to learn how to animate it properly. All right, so I'm going to start to introduce you to the 12 principles of animation. I'm just going to go through very quick. All right, gonna bring this picture. I'm gonna give the link to where I get this picture so that I don't get sued. Right, so yep, take a look at that. Behold the 12 principles of animation. I'm gonna zoom on it a bit. So the first one is squash and stretch. So adding a squash or stretch to a character or a ball or any other objects, it's more to bring on the cartoony feel of it. I'm just gonna go through very quick because I got a special surprise for you after this. And then you got anticipation, like if you want to hit a ball, the action before you hit the ball, that is anticipation. And then you got staging, how to adjust the camera and your actors, or your object you want to animate, alright, to make things more interesting. And you got straight ahead action and pose to pose. We're going to be touching more on pose to pose. You want to understand about straight ahead action, I will give you some link later on that will help you to understand furthermore, because I'm not going to go into more detail into all of this, because I got a surprise for you after this. Alright, follow through and overlapping is quite important. Like after you throw a spear or something, what is the action? Your body will start to move forward a bit. You kind of gain momentum, or because of the weight of your body, the gravity, and so on. And then you have slow in and slow out, again things to do with gravity. Nothing's really move in a constant speed. There's always moving, start with slow and then it will go fast and then it will go slow again, just like how you will drive a car. Alright, so if you were to drive a car with a constant speed from the moment you press the the accelerator, that would be quite ridiculous. Alright, then you have arcs. Arcs is a curve motion of any objects. Alright, doesn't have to be a ball. Your movement of your hand, everything actually have a motion of a kind of curve, not a really straight line. Then you have a secondary action. Secondary action is basically the action, it adds more dimension to the character. So basically I think you watch the video, then you will understand a bit more easy, because I'm trying to like speed things up here, sorry about that. Alright, timing. Alright, you got timing is very important, like the speed of things moving from one place to another. And solid drawings in 3D is not that you don't have to worry much about this, because 3D object is a solid object. It's already a 3D-fied object, unless you drawing like this cartoon characters, then solid drawing is very important, to actually apply on it. All right. Now let's see about exaggeration. So exaggeration is how you exaggerate a certain human pose, a certain character's pose. Or you can exaggerate like facial expression, like those cartoon face, like go scared and all that. Add exaggeration, then just make the character. It will make the character more interesting. Right, then you have appeal, to make the character look more charismatics. All right, charismatics. So which means build, make the character looks interesting. Right, this is more into the design of the character, the design of the set, the visual design and everything. Okay, I'm gonna close this. Thank you very much. And I am going to draw you another link, so you can actually click on this link. Alright, then it will teleport you to this dude channel, which is called Alan Becker Tutorials channel. It will bring you directly to his 12 principles of animation videos, which will explain so much more detail and in visual, so it's more interesting, so you don't fall asleep. All right, okay, once you have finished that, you click it now, watch it first, and then you come back to my video tutorial. Then we continue with the bouncing ball animation with the principle of animation. Okay, now that you're back, you already watched that video, 12 principle of animation. You kind of understand, sorry about that, you kind of understand the concept. Now let's get started. All right, okay, so I'm gonna save this first, save my progress. I'm gonna set my time slider very quickly. Time slider, play every frame, nope, change to real time. And settings, change it to 25 frames per second. You can save now. All these weird numbers, Maya, you gotta change this. Hope 2017 will fix that. So 200. Okay, no more floating numbers, it's all rounded numbers. Okay, so in this bouncing animation, I'm gonna make the ball bounce about like 1, 2, maybe just 1 and 2 to make the video tutorial short. Oh yeah, and another thing about the bouncing ball, a thing about the 12 principle of animation, you're not going to use all of it all the time. If you can use it all of it, then it's good for you, but for this, like a simple scene like a bouncing ball animation, what you will probably use is, let me just take this out, you will use this, squash and stretch. We use anticipation. Yes, we will use just the pose to pose. I'm gonna mark it there. Right, mark it here also. All right. We will use the follow through. Okay. Slow in and slow out. We got arcs. We don't have to put secondary action. Timing, and then exaggeration, and yeah, exaggeration and appeal. Appeal will come automatically once we're done with the bouncing ball. which I will explain after this. Alright, okay. So those are the few principles, about 9 principles of animation that we're going to apply just to do a bouncing ball. Alright, okay, so this is just a normal ball. It doesn't have a ball rig to it, like, you know, like some ball character have bones, you know, like, so you can easily squash and stretch. But in this case, we're just going to use a simple ball like this. Okay, I'm going to hide the grid because it's kind of annoying to see right now. Okay, alright, so first off, make sure you have your auto key turned on, and we're just going to leave this the out range to be about maybe about 60 frames maybe. Right, okay, so the first thing you need to do is you always use start with a pose to pose. Alright, so first pose to pose. Again, about pose to pose, let's see, where is the pose to pose? Yes, this one. So regarding pose to pose, if you have watched the video tutorial that I gave you, the link, based on the link that I gave you, you would have known about it. Alright, so it's about adding key poses of the whole action. So now, before we start with the animating the ball or putting the keyframes here, we're gonna, you see the value here on the channel box is, to make things easier, you gotta freeze transform this first. So select the ball, go to just modify and freeze transform it so the value is all 0, and now we can start to animate the ball. Alright, so first hit the S key. Alright, and at this stage we're just going to focus on the pose to pose. So the first pose will be at frame 6 and it's an idle, so it doesn't do anything yet. I'm going to skip about 5 frames after that. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. And by the way, if you want to nudge based on the shortcut key, you can see the shortcut appear over here. Alt left on the left arrow bracket, or you call it arrow bracket. Alright, you can actually nudge that. So now I'm going to skip 5 frames, 1 2 3 4 5. I'm going to hit the S key again. So after frame 5, after 6, right, 11 here, the ball is going to squashed. And why it's squashed? Because we will create an anticipation, because the ball is going to like jump. So in order to make it jump, you need to create that anticipation based on that 12 principle of animation. So let's squash this ball by switching to scale. Alright, so just scale it at the Y axis. Okay, here's another thing. If you watch that video tutorial, it explained that when you squash, you don't just squash it like this without expanding the volume on the side. So you need to actually expand that, because where does the volume up here go? It will expand on the side, just like when you squash a balloon. Alright, so squash this, then scale at the center here to make it more wider. So as you can see, when I scrub my timeline here, you'll see, oh, it's squashing. Alright, take note into the amount of squashness right here at the channel box, and then it's actually floating on the floor. I'm gonna move it down. Alright, so when I play this, you will see that as if it's squashing like that. But don't worry about the timing yet. So I'm just putting it here, later on we will adjust it. So that's the beauty of animating pose to pose. Just do the pose first. Alright, so now the next tips that I'm going to teach you is, this one is slightly tricky, right? This is like my tricks. So what I do is, instead of the third pose, let's say somewhere here, I'm going to hit the S key. Let's say it's on the mid-air. Alright, but on the mid-air, I'm not going to animate it on the mid-air yet. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to delete these keyframes. Okay, let's say I will skip here to bounce to the next place is, let's say, about 6 frames. Alright, so let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and hit the S key. Right, and then I will move it to the next place. Alright, so what I have is it's actually sliding forward, don't worry about that. And I can even do the next one. Right, so another 6 frame, 1 2 3 4 5 6, hit the S key, and then just put it somewhere there. Okay, now you will see that you will need to, this is what my guerrilla style way, that what I do is usually I will put my one finger here just to know the distance from one to another, so that the next one will be slightly the same, and then I put another finger here so that I get that ranged. Okay, so like, so I can actually, I have this magic marker here. So this is a very guerrilla way to do, but it still work. Right, so okay, I'm gonna change back to the mouse. Okay, at these frames I'm gonna take my position. I am here. Okay, that's not a good one. I'm just gonna delete this. Okay, I just put a dot there, and then I move on to the next one. Gonna mark this. Right, and I have the next one. Okay, so as you can see, the distance is quite almost slightly the same, but this one is slightly further. I'm gonna update this last keyframe slightly to the back. Okay, that would do. Good job. Thanks to, oh yeah, by the way, this is a very cool screen drawing tool. I forgot his name. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. What is it? His name again? Epic Pen. Yes, go and download it. It's free. It's very good. All right, there, promotion, a free promotion by me for Epic Pen. It's very good. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this here and here. All right, and then what I do is I go back to my this is the first pose, second pose, third pose, and then the fourth pose. All right, so right now things are very rough, so I'm going still doing poses. So this is the first step. We block out our animation first by using pose to pose. So what I do is I'm gonna put more poses here. So I'm gonna find somewhere at the center range between these two, and I'm gonna hit the S key, and now I'm gonna put it on the mid-air, so in the middle of it. Alright, so you'll see that now it bounces. So again here I'm gonna increase it. Again, you can use our trusty Epic Pen, that's why his name is Epic. Alright, to measure the heights the guerrilla way. Alright, so bounce, it goes up. Alright, now we know that it is, oh sorry, slightly lower, so I'm gonna like raise this up. Okay, to somewhat same level, just eyeball it. Or if you want, you can just copy. I show you another trick. Or if you want the same height, what you can do is you go back to this height, this y-axis value at translate here, you just copy it, Control C, and then you go back here and you just paste that and enter. There you go, you get the exact amount of height. It's the same height. It looks funny right now. Now let's play this and see. Alright, what the hell is that? Okay, see, even the timing we will adjust it later, don't worry about that. Okay, so right now we have the ball squashed, but it's squashed all the way. So where is the stretched, right? So, and also normal state. So one thing about the bouncing ball, usually it is like this. So it's like normal state, it squashes, and then on mid-air it will go back to the normal size. So normal size, so let's select the scale X, Y and Z, just highlight, click and drag, highlight this tree and then hit 1 and then enter. So we'll go back to the same scale as before, because here at the beginning state is 1 value. That's why I freeze transform the ball in the beginning. So you see that. Okay, so now the ball is go back to normal, same for this one as well. So 1 value, good. All right, so now it's kind of okay, but this is not a stretch. So where do we put stretch? Now this is where we put stretch. So the ball anticipate by squashing, and then somewhere between here to the normal state, the ball will stretch. So I'm going to use the scale tool and scale it at the y-axis, but you see the ball is bigger. Alright, so what you need to do is, because when you stretch, the diameter of the ball should be smaller. So we're going to scale again at the center, but this time we scale it smaller, and then we go back scaling the y up. Alright, and this time we're going to use the rotation towards where the ball is going. So don't forget to hit S to put. So this time around, this is the 1, 2 and 3. So this is the third pose. See that? It will jump, and then somewhere, okay, maybe we can move this a bit. Despite I think we don't have enough frame for that. We will adjust that later, don't worry about that. So we're just focusing on the pose first. So here again, you can however copy this scale on the channel box, but you have to copy like 1 by 1. Let's see, like this, if you want it the same. So use let's see, right, I will copy this, Control C, come back here. I hit the S key first just to put the keyframe there, and I will, come on, paste the value here. Is that right? Let's see. Oh, sorry, I copied the wrong keyframes. Okay, again, copy, Control C, Control V here, enter. Okay, don't worry about that. Go back here, copy, go back to this pose and paste it. Go back again, copy the last one, or you can write it down on a piece of paper if you want. Then I just paste the value again. Alright, and but rotation, then I will put the rotation to where it's landing. So it's landing here, right? So I'll be putting it towards this direction. Then you have the ball bounce like that, and I will do the same for the next one, for the next bounce. Alright, so again, copy the scale information for the X, Y and Z from the previous one, copy, go back here and paste it. It's a lot of going back and forth. Copy, paste, last one, copy, and then we go paste. Okay, so this one will rotate this way, so it's moving that way, and then the last one here, again, copy and paste. Don't forget to hit S to put the poses here also. Just hit S just to plant that keyframes. Copy and paste, copy and paste. Alright, so I will rotate this ball towards this direction, right? Okay, so it's gonna like, yes. So when I play this, of course the timing is not gonna be good. It's too fast, but it's okay, we'll adjust that later on. We haven't finished that yet. Okay, now as the ball stop here, we will use the principle of follow through. Alright, so that the ball actually, gonna put a keyframe somewhere here. Alright, actually elongate it first. Right, so I'm gonna like this smaller, this bigger, but slightly it's on top of the floor. Okay, so this is like, guess I need to make this more smaller in diameter. Right, and then it will squashed again. Right, so just hit the S key again here for the next pose. I'm gonna bring it back to squashed, but this time it's not too squashed. Alright, not too squashed. This is really squashed, and then it goes longer a bit, and then squashed because the bounciness of it kind of loses bounciness, and it will go back to the original position. So hit the S key for the last keyframes value of scale to 1. Now it goes back to normal. It goes slightly below, then just lift it up a bit. Okay, good. I might want to like a little bit more. That will do. Okay, no. Sorry about that. Okay, alright. So we have the ball bounce lens, and you know, like that. And yeah, in my previous tutorial I'll show you, like if you want to see like just pose to pose without the twinning, you can right click at the timeline here and enable step preview. This will just eliminate the kind of like the twinning and let you just see the pose to pose in the frames. So it looks like that. So see, it's more like a 2D animation going on there. Okay, so from here, with the enable step preview turned on, I can try to play with the timing and see how, okay, because timing is also one of the principle of animation. So now it's time to actually use that to actually figure out the best timing over here. So I'm gonna animate this. I'm gonna play this, right? So it's kind of a bit too fast. So I know that this is anticipation, and then this is the bounce, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and it touches the floor. Alright, so this is like one bounce. Okay. This one is the next one. Touches the floor here, so another one bounce. Now what I will do is I will also try to experiment to kind of stretch this whole thing and let it see how it plays out first. So hold shift and drag all this, and then make sure all the keyframes are inside the selection, and then click and drag the last arrow here. So this will stretch it evenly. Okay, I don't know how much I want, I just pull it first. Now I'm gonna play this. Alright, it kind of looks nice. So I'm going to calculate how many frames I have for one bounce. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got about 11. Oh yeah, don't forget, once you stretched, don't forget to select all again, and don't forget to snap it back to a rounded number. So right click and snap. Good. Now I can count it again. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 10. So I go about 10 frames. So one bounce is 10 frames. So the next one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Alright, so this is not the same. So maybe I can just adjust these keyframes, put it back to 10. Okay, one bounce to the center. I'm gonna calculate this one more time. 1 2 3 4 5. So it is 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Right. So one confirm this is the center, but as you can see, the middle, at the middle position between this and to the, sorry, not I mean the keyframe here is not, I mean it's kind of like a bit weighted on the left, so I'm gonna like balance it out by highlighting this and move it slightly 1 frames. Still, let's see, 2 3 4 5 6, that should be fine. Okay, I think I'm gonna give a bit more additional space here. Just put it 1. So now we have 1. So you see the length here is even. 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3. Alright, then this one is also the same. Gonna match this. So I know I need to push this back. So I drag the whole thing and push it back a bit. Alright, so it lands. Okay, we're gonna tweak certain things up here a bit for a while after this. And lands, and then jump back. Just gonna drag this. Okay, add a few more frames before it goes that way, and then reach the end. I mean, reach to the top, and then shift this a bit, and then it lands. Okay, as you can see, I have spaced out evenly. Alright, but except for the last one here. Okay, so what we have is like this. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we can also, what we can do is we can uncheck the enable step preview, and let's see when it, I mean let us see the twinning version. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, but I want to adjust certain things here, like this part here. Before it goes up, I want this to be slightly like that, slightly higher, so that I get an even space. This should be fine. Same with this, a bit more in front. Okay, so now let's play and see. Good, nice. It feels soft and bouncy. Alright, let's see. This is just the, still is not finished yet. Alright, so we have come to a polishing stage actually. Just now, I mean not really super polished. This is still considered as not finished yet. Why? Because we haven't added the slow in and slow out, the exaggeration. No, we have the exaggeration, of course. These are exaggeration. The squash and stretch is automatically, I mean, we are creating it. We are creating the exaggeration on it, right? So follow through. Last part here, it goes, it kind of like follow, and the arc. Right, so we're gonna we have fixed the timing. Anticipation is there. Now we're gonna do adjusting the slow in and slow out. Alright. Okay. So the timing is okay. It's good. Another tips here, what you can do, if you're fine with this is okay, but I would want to add something here. So when it lands here, this particular keyframe, I want to duplicate it and put and just like copy it in about 2 or 3 frames, just to hold this kind of like pausing moment first before it actually moves to the next one. So it kind of like give a breathing space a bit, so that could add to a style. So animation is a lot about experimentation, and you know, and then you find your own style or the things, the kind of movement you like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give a bit more space here. So hold shift and drag these keyframes up, just drag it back, drag it forward about 2 frames. 1, 2. Alright, and I'm gonna select these keyframes and copy, and 1, 2, I'm gonna paste it here. See, it goes back to that normal position. Okay, you see that sliding over there? That is very usual because of the Euler keyframes. When you copy same keyframes in between other keyframes here, so we can fix that. We're gonna fix that soon. Just remember at frame 23 to frame 26. So I'm gonna save this first before, just in case it crashes. Alright, so how to fix this or to bring or to polish your animation to the next level is by using the graph editor. Alright, so make sure you select your ball and then go to Windows. Under animation you see graph editor. Okay, so this is how graph editor look like. Or if you are using a high definition monitor, like you know, normal desktop monitor, you will have this option here. You can actually switch it. You can close this. You can switch to a different mode of view by clicking on the, I think the fourth one down here. This is very suitable when you do some animation, when you want to tweak your animation to the up to the final stage. Alright, so but if you don't know how to get this, let's say from here, just go to Window, Animation Editor, and then Graph Editor. Alright, you can space it out, or if you have a dual monitor, you can chuck this out to the next to the next screen. Alright, so I don't have the luxury of that. I'm gonna use this one. So when I select the ball, you will see that I automatically see a graph, right, going up and down. So this will be the first time, if the first time that I show you about graph editor. So I'm going to explain a bit about it. You see this red line here, this is equivalent as our active time slider here. See, if I move my active time slider, you see that the red line there moves. Okay, but if you click and drag that line, you can't move it. But if you want to move it on, inside the graph editor, you have to hold the K key. You see that mouse cursor change, and you can actually click and drag it on the graph editor screen instead of dragging it at the time slider. Okay, that's very neat. Right now, so what do you see here? Alright, what you see here in the graph editor is this is the curve flow of the twinning between one keyframe to another, and this black dot here, I'm gonna black dot here is actually the keyframe. So these are all your keyframes that you put here, like like this is the beginning keyframes that equivalent to the keyframe number 6. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to navigate the view here. Okay, what you can do is hold alternate and middle mouse button. You'll be able to pan your view. Alright, this is in 2D space. You can also hold alternate and right mouse button to zoom in and zoom out, or you can use your scroller to zoom in, do a quick zoom and zoom out. Alright, and that's it. You can't rotate the graph, right? So Now another thing is you can also frame this nicely by unselecting any keyframe. You can actually select just by selecting like that. If you unselect, you can just click this button over here to expand. It will kind of like resize the whole keyframes here so that you can see it more nicely. Okay, so that is that can be very helpful, right? Now what I can do, you see all these curves here that's just like intertwining with each other is too much, is because I am looking at every translate, rotate and scale keyframes here, right? So if I see, I click here, I don't see it here, I am unselecting things because if I click this one, I see the whole thing. It's a general, I will see all the component inside here because this is the ball. Okay, it relates to the ball because I'm selecting the ball. If I unselect, I don't see anything. So click the ball here. So let's say if I just want to kind of adjust only certain things that I want, I can just click on which one I want here. So which means if I want to adjust the y-axis, the translate y, I just click here, highlight it, so I just see that line. As you know, the y is the green color, alright, red is the x-axis and the blue is the z-axis. Alright, so select this and you'll see that moving over there. So since y is controlling up and down, so what you can see is that it controls, it look exactly at the like the bouncing ball, go up and down, up and down. Alright, so here what I want to fix is how it actually moves. And again, okay, let's just fix this one first. Alright, so I know that the sliding keyframe is 23 to 26. So this is the two culprit that give the problem here. So as you can see, it slide left and right, which means this have got to do with the red color arrow here, which is the translate X. So I'm going to select the translate X and see what's up with that. As you can see, the line here is actually have this curve flow here. Alright, so this curve flow basically will create that wobbly rocky movement. So what I need to do is I need to make this line straight. So how do I do that? Okay, first if I click this keyframes, you will see two handles here. So basically the curve here is called a Bezier or auto Bezier curve, and you can see on top here, starting from this icon with the A all the way here, you can actually these are a preset that can change your the type of curve that you want. So basically if I select both of this, if I choose, see this one is straight, alright, it's flat tangent. If I click this, it be very straight, and it will go smooth again here because I didn't adjust that. So as you can see now, this is straight. And if I move my my animation here, you see it doesn't move much, but it's still moving. So that's how you fix it. But usually I don't flat these keyframes, I don't change that type that way. So what I do is I go back to this keyframe again and I switch back to automatic tangent. Alright, but it kind of like flatten it out for me. I'm gonna undo, let's say before that. Okay, so what I usually do to fix this is I will select the handles and tweak the handle instead. But as you can see, when you try to move the handle, alright, it also move the other handle and it will actually interrupt the other kind of curve, which is I don't want it to do that. I just want it to just adjust this side of the curve, the left side, not the right side, because the right side is doing fine. So I'm going to undo that back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that both handle got nothing to do with each other. It's like I'm gonna do my thing, the other one is gonna do their own thing. So how to do that is select the keyframe first and then change. When you got to break tangent. So how to break tangent? This one way, you right click on the keyframes, the selected keyframes, and then this option going on, open up here, and then you can choose break tangent. As you can see, both handles now become two different colors. So if I select the right handle here, the tangent handle, I can just adjust on that one to make it smoother, transition from one to another. And this one I can actually make it straight. Alright, so even without adjusting the keyframe before this, just by adjusting this one, I can already make it straight. I hold K and just move it around. You see now it stopped to move left and right, but it just have that rotation problem over there, which we will fix later. But before we fix later, we'll want to explain to you more a bit about what you can do more with this tangent handle over here. Let's see, you also notice, if you're familiar with Illustrator, it's like a pen tool. You can actually, there's a handle, Bezier handle, that you can play around with, but it's more flexible. But this one, if I select, let's say, this handle, you need to select the keyframe, and then you need to select the handle in order to move it up and down. So the handle here, I want it to stretch, I want it to make it shorter and longer. So right now I can't do that. It is somehow locked to its default length. So what I can do now is I can take one more step further in terms of getting the full out of this handle adjustment by selecting the keyframe again, right click on it. Okay, first you must make it a weighted tangent. Okay, and then when I select this, I still can't do anything. I can't make the handle become longer or shorter. But after I have applied the weighted tangent, and then I can now choose free tangent weight. As you can see, if you can see closely here, I'm gonna hit the K and put it aside. See, now the handle head here is a square, is a kind of like outline square. It's no longer that like this one, the fill in circle. So what it indicates is that if I select this handle, I can now resize it just like the pen tool inside Illustrator. Turn around so it's more flexible. Alright, so you can do this by default for the whole keyframes if you want. Alright, then you can easily adjust all that. So that's the step of how to adjust that. Okay, now so to eliminate the rocky movement, I will switch to the rotate tool and see where it rocks. So it's actually rocking on the blue color here, which is the rotate z-axis. So there you go, that's your problem over there. Alright, so I'm going to select this, I'm going to break tangent for both of this. Alright, and then I'm going to adjust this tangent back straight. So now if I hit K, alright, it only have a slight movement. Okay, now let's see what else is causing this problem. Let's see, rotate this and this is fine. Okay, then the so I guess maybe this is not really straight. Okay, so I'm gonna like put this here. And there you go. Again, it is not really super straight, so I'm gonna like select this, and now I have this straight. I will have very minimal, which is still okay, because when you play it you won't be able to detect that. but it looks more better because our eyes can read that, you know, the ball is taking its time to absorb the momentum, and then it will bounce back like that. So there you go. Alright, so that's how you kind of edit the graph. You can play with this and this to resize your graph. So like if I select all of this, I can use this one, it will unstretched, you know. Alright, okay, another thing to do is if you want to focus on certain keyframes like this, you can select the keyframes and then you can hit the F key to focus on it. Alright, so like you can F key, now it's focused, so really fast for you to edit those curves. Alright, now so I'm going to adjust the flow here. Okay, so the flow of the ball here, I'm going to choose the, of course, the translate Y again. Click here, you see now it is resized a bit more better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this curve a bit more nicer in order to make this ball you know, have that slow in and slow out. So what I'm going to do now is we're just going to adjust on the translate Y. Here I'm going to convert all these translate Y keyframes, alright, to a free tangent. So I'm going to right click, again break tangent, and then right click, a weighted tangent, and then right click again, free tangent weight. So you see the type of keyframes is different already. Okay, now I mean the type of the curve or the handles is different. So now I can actually go a bit more advanced and adjust this based on how I would want the curve to be. So you see here, what I'm trying to do now is I want to create the ball stays a little bit more longer on the peak when it reaches to the height, the peak of the heights, and then it will jump in, it will drop in very fast. So it will go very fast here, you know, the slow in and slow out. So basically it will go very fast and then it will slow at the top and then it will go fast again. So that's it will be the slow in and slow out that we're gonna apply. So I'm gonna like adjust this longer. I can adjust this curve a bit more if I want. You can see a significant change later on. Same with this one. I'm adjusting to the curve. Make it look like this. I can even oops, sorry, don't do that. Select the keyframes, select the bottom one here, just to smooth things out. See, okay, just gonna adjust it. I think I'm gonna bring it down a little. Alright, and now I'm gonna make it nicer a bit. You see that now the keyframe turned back into its original, you know, unfree tangent weight. So I need to, it's because of the auto key, it will replace back to the usual type of tangent. So I will be I will break tangent these things and weight again, and free tangent weight. Then now I can change this, make it a bit nicer. Alright, so something like that. Okay, so when I play this, you'll see a significant change. Wait, let me change this one. Add a smoothness to that. Smoothness to this area. Okay, now let's play and see what we got. Alright, if you notice, it kind of like slow a little bit on the air, and then it lands faster, and then it slow a bit on the air, and then it lands again. So that's what. And so if you really want to super refine your animation, you have to go in and jump in and get your hand dirty in the graph editor. So that's the beauty of the graph editor. Right, another thing is that if you're animating in the future and suddenly some rotation turns like shit, so what you should do is you can select, it's safe to select all the keyframes here and just go to the curves, and then you choose Euler filter. This will, most of the time like help to fix certain orientation or interpolation of the keyframes here. Sometimes like if it goes up but Maya interpolate it goes down, especially during for rotation, is because of the gimbal lock. But it's okay about that. Later, maybe in the future I will explain about that more. But there's also a video tutorial about that already on YouTube. You can check that out, about gimbal lock rotation problem in Maya. Alright, so there you have it. We have the animation of bouncing ball done correctly, and it is more interesting. And the last principle is appeal, which means that when your animation, for this one, in this case, the animation is very interesting, right? It has characteristic, therefore it has appeal to the audience. It brings life. We are bringing life to the ball instead of just having a normal ball. Okay guys, so that is for today. Hope you learn a lot and now be able to animate better. So thanks for watching this video tutorial. If you like it, do put a thumbs up on it, like this video, and also do subscribe on my channel so that you get more videos for you to consume. Alright, so thanks for your time. I see you again. Bye bye.